Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to make a chili honey, cashew and chicken stir fry with some noodles as well. So the ingredients that you'll need are some courgette, that's about a quarter of a large courgette just sliced, some red onion, about a half of a small one, a mix of capsicum or red peppers, then also have some carrots which I've dinged in the microwave for 2 minutes just to soften them, and I also have a clove of garlic as well. Next up I have some roasted cashew nuts, that's 30 grams in there. So some chicken. I normally use chicken thighs because I prefer the flavour of them, but I had some chicken breast left over from a schnitzel, so I'm using that up. On the plate I have corn flour and I have a spice bag mix. So why I douse them in that mix is because it's a process called velveting, and it softens the chicken, and it gives us that nice texture, I suppose velvety texture that you would get from the chicken in a Chinese restaurant. In this bowl I have a nest of noodles that I've pre-cooked already, and the sauce is super simple. So that's just a mix of the chili or hot honey, whatever you want to call it, 1 tablespoon of sriracha sauce and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. So that's 1 tablespoon of each of those, super simple. I also have some vegetable oil for cooking. Vegetable oil seems to have a better flavor profile for cooking Asian food, so I go with that as it's more subtle, but you can use any oil, it doesn't really make any difference, I don't think, personally. Alright, so I have heated up the wok, let that heat first. Then I've added the oil. That's probably the best way, because if you add the oil when it's cold, the food kind of gets soggy. So I'll throw in the vegetables here. Pretty hot pan. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise of it. I'm gonna let those cook off first. I tend to cook off the veggies first and set those aside, just because it gives a nice flavour to the pan before you put in the chicken. So I'm gonna let these cook down and come back to you. But once these are softening, I'm going to add a little bit of water and cover them with a lid and just soften them down even further, so they're not too al dente. Alright, so the veggies have been cooking for about 3 minutes or so. I kept the garlic aside because I didn't want it to burn. So I'm chucking that in there for a minute or so, and I'll let that cook just so you can smell the aroma of the garlic. If you overcook it, it'll become bitter and burn. So those vegetables took about, I suppose, 3 to 4 minutes. I like them relatively crunchy, but you know, obviously not raw. And as I say, the garlic will probably need about a minute in there, and then we can transfer that onto a plate and get cracking with the chicken. Okay, so I've removed the vegetables from the frying pan. I've put in another tablespoon of the vegetable oil, and now I'm going to transfer in the chicken. So this is probably the proper amount of chicken to put in one go. If you overload a wok with chicken, it starts to get a bit watery and soggy. So I think this is probably the perfect amount. I wouldn't necessarily go with much more. Yeah, so that's good. I'll leave that for about a minute to brown, not touching it, and then I will turn it up. So the chicken has been frying away for 2 minutes. I left it in for 2 minutes. It's starting to go nice and golden brown on one side, so I'm just going to flip it over. You could really put in heaps of oil in the bottom of this pan and make it super crispy, but I'm going for a bit of a lower fat version, let's say. I'm more health conscious, let's go with that. So it's nice and brown on that side. I'm going to do the same again, leave it for 2 minutes, check it, just make sure it's not too well. So that was 2 minutes for the chicken on the other side. I'm now going to throw in the roasted cashew nuts. Really, they can go in at the end, but it's nice for them to soak up a bit of the flavour from the vegetables and the chicken already. I'm going to go back in with the vegetables. Nice and colourful. And then the noodle nest as well. stuck together a little bit. You can prevent that happening by pouring a little bit of oil over it, but it's come together now. It's got a bit of oil back on it again. Give that a stir around. Okay. So I'm going to go in with half of the sauce for now, just to caramelize that a little bit. Toss that in, get it at the bottom, so it's just not super runny, it's more caramelized, as I say, and then you'll put the remainder in at the end. So we'll give this about a minute and come back to you. Okay, so I've added in the rest of the sauce and brought that up to temperature with the rest of the ingredients, and that's it. Super simple. That is our chili, honey, cashew and chicken stir fry with noodles. So you can serve that up, sprinkle it with some chopped cashew nuts and some chili if you like a little bit of heat. Enjoy.